You can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Nurullo Aliev takes on Joe Solecki to open up the card this Saturday. Was originally supposed to be fighting Yanal Ashmuz, who pulled out, so Joe Solecki is filling in on late notice as the replacement. This fight's pretty straightforward for me. Nurullo Aliev, undefeated grappler out of Tajikistan, very young dude. I think when he debuted at like 22 years old, first guy to represent Tajikistan in the UFC. Joe Solecki, 31, been in the UFC for a while now, since 2019. Entered the Contender Series, got a guillotine choke, beat Matt Wyman. Had some decent wins, beat Jim Miller back in the day before Jim Miller was as old as he is now, but lost to Jared Gordon, split decision, beat Alex da Silva, beat Carl Deaton III. He's just not good. I'm sorry. Primarily a jiu-jitsu guy. If he doesn't get his jiu-jitsu going, he just kind of lays on his back and gets beat up. Dude just kind of gives up if the fight's not going his way. Has very limited striking capabilities, and that's being nice. That's saying it lightly. I just think Nurullo Aliev is going to be the much better striker and much better grappler in this one. I think he's going to be bigger, younger, stronger. Kind of a decision machine, honestly. Had some stoppages at the beginning of his career. Corner stoppage, really. Had a ground and pound win in the Contender Series against a pretty good, decent fighter in Josh Wick, who had pretty good wrestling, but very impressive performance against Rafael Alves. Scared me. It makes me kind of worry. He was in some deep guillotines in that fight against Alves, who's primarily a capoeira guy, karate guy, but you know, he is Brazilian, so he has jiu-jitsu. Let's just put it that way. Joe Solecki, again, primarily a jiu-jitsu guy, but he does have pretty good jiu-jitsu. He's got a lot of good submissions off his back, good arm bars, unless he gets slammed on his head like we saw against Jakar Close. But good chokes, good rear naked chokes, very good guillotine. He'll jump guillotine. Usually gets a lot of torque on the neck, so that makes me concerned against Aliev. But he escaped a bunch of deep chokes against Alves, and I just don't see Joe Solecki tapping out a guy like Aliev, who's just kind of one of those young, surging, up-and-coming grapplers from the stand countries. So I think he wins this one. I think he's going to get takedowns at will. If he keeps it on the feet, I think he wins there, but I think he's going to be shooting takedowns, staying safe, landing punches against Joe Solecki, just kind of grinding out a decision in this one. I see Joe Solecki when they're starting out and they're both dry. I can see him, throwing up some slick submissions. I just don't see him really, again, having any success with it. And then I kind of see him just accepting bottom position, looking for the occasional submission that he can throw up, and then when he fails it, just accepting bottom position and then accepting just taking damage. So I'm gonna go with Nurullo Aliev in this one. Even on a full camp of Joe Solecki, I would still pick him. The fact that he's coming in on short notice as well gives me even more confidence to pick Aliev. So let me know what you guys think, but I think this is probably the lock of the card. It's lock of the card to begin the night out. So thanks, guys.